हाँ जी, गुड मॉर्निंग। Just wait for the students. Let them join. Just mute yourself. Whenever you enter the class, you need to mute yourself. And as per the requirement, you can unmute, okay? So just do fast so that I can start the class. Okay, within 1 minute I will start the class, okay? Okay, now let me start the class. Okay, so once again, good morning to all. So yesterday we had discussed once again whatever we will discuss, we will have a quick revision within 1 or 2 minutes. Okay. So in the chapter sources of energy, just we were discussing this chapter in which one by one we were discussing some of the topics which have been already discussed till now. Just listen once again. And many more students are still joining. So I have just requested you all that join immediately within 5 minutes. There should not be any interruption in between the class. Okay. To come to the point. So on the basis of the importance of the energy in our day-to-day life, we had explained why we need the various sources, very alternate sources. Alternate means other than the traditional sources. So we have categorized all of them into parts, renewable and non-renewable, which is also known as renewable is known as non-conventional, and non-renewable can be written as conventional source. Okay, and we had differentiated between them. After that, we had discussed the characteristics, some of the characteristics of a good source of energy. What are the signs? What are the quality? What are the characteristics of a good source of energy? Out of that, just keep yourself mute. Some sounds are still coming from your side. After that, we had discussed the characteristics of an ideal flow. So we have already understood many points I have provided, and you have to keep it in your mind. And some new terms were generated like ignition temperature and some calorific value. So we had also explained that. Okay. After that, we were moving with the help of renewable sources into solar energy have been already discussed. After that, we had discussed wind energy, and then yesterday we had discussed the hydroelectricity. Once again, listen carefully. Hydro water. So we generally hear the term that many dams are created over the rivers for the production of electricity in Bihar also. So we had seen how while constructing the dam we can convert the potential energy of water in the form of kinetic and further in the form of electric energy. So our target was especially to produce electric energy so that can be used in the various work or purposes. So you have also heard some of the word like this, hydropower plants. Just see, hydro power plants. Here the meaning of these plants, hydropower, hydroelectricity, water, power plants means simply plants means here it represents the place where electricity is generated with the help of hydro-based water. Just you don't require to go for the road learning. I have always suggested that in the class of especially science and mathematics, we have to concentrate on the term whatever is being used in the class. And then if it is really clear, you can simply go for writing. Okay. So just try to understand with the help of the words simply hydropower plants. Plants are the places where water means where hydro electricity is produced with the help of water of course. So these are the places. Okay. Similarly, we will move further, then we will discuss some of the places. Like when you get the electricity in your house, we are not 100% confirmed from which source this electricity has been created. The bulb is glowing, fans are moving, television is working. So you get the electricity from which source it is being generated. It is not 100% confirmed. We are not aware. It may be from the hydroelectricity. It may be heat energy. Heat means simply by burning of the coal, that is thermal energy. It may be from tidal energy, from wave energy. So various things. We have to look one by one. Okay. So out of this, we are moving forward with some of the renewable sources, and after that we will also discuss some of the non-renewable sources. That is very, very important. Okay. Solar energy already completed now. Hydroelectricity already completed. And the third one was wind energy. We had discussed about the wind energy. Can you tell me what is the value or the power which we are generating by using wind energy in our country? Anyone tell me the capacity, the power which we are generating presently? Anyone? Okay, 380 megawatt. Next, can anyone tell that where it is generated? Yes, yes. Kanyakumari. Good, very good. Yesterday we had discussed in our country, the southernmost part of our country, that is the Kanyakumari, Tamil Nadu. And we had also explained why coastal regions are one of the best place for the production of wind energy due to the availability of wind for the maximum. Okay. So we had discussed yesterday. Now we will move further with some other. This is not renewable. Just the thermal energy. So one by one, whatever have been given in your NCERT, each and every term will be discussed. It may be out of the order, whatever have been given in your book, but we will discuss all. Okay. So just see how to discuss one by one the terms that we are using. Thermal, just see how to elaborate. Thermal means simply the heat. Heat energy. Heat is also another form of energy that we all know. So, how the heat energy is used for the production of electricity? Just see thermal. So, whenever we hear the word thermal expansion, thermometer, thermal sub represents or relates with the heat. So, simply the energy obtained from heat. Our target is, sir, how the heat will be obtained. Of course, here the target to obtain this heat in our country is coal. We had just discussed not a renewable source. This is non-renewable and this is not eco-friendly. It will cause a lot of pollution. But due to the abundance of this material in our country, still we are using much more coal for the production of electricity in India. Just listen, in our country, still about 67% electricity. It may change according to the time to time, it may change the ratio or percentage. So, this is the amount of electricity produced in our country with the help of coal. Just think, this is not renewable. So already we are discussing here, this is not renewable, but this is non-renewable. Coal is also one of the fossil fuels. It is also non-renewable. So we will discuss. Our target is to see how coal is used for the production of electricity. Okay. So just see, and the place where the coal is used for the production of thermal energy will be known as thermal power plant. Just thermal. Kindly mute yourself. Some sound is coming from you. I have suggested many times now. Divya, Divya, mute yourself. Okay. Don't create such type of disturbance in between the class. So now we have discussed thermal power plant. What is a thermal power plant? The place, plant means simply the place where electricity is generated or produced by using heat. And further, you know, for the heat, burning of coal is used. So you have sometimes hear the name. I think here name. Just see NTPC, NTPC, National Just see, National Thermal Power Corporation. National Thermal Power Corporation, NTPC. I think this will be the full form. If there will be any change, you can tell me. So whenever you have heard NTPC Patratu, NTPC Kahalgaon, we are having also a DFE branch in NTPC Kahalgaon, Bhagalpur. So this NTPC, so whenever we say NTPC Patratu, Patratu in Jharkhand is a place where electricity is generated. As it is mentioned that NTPC means National Thermal, it is 100% sure that sir, their electricity produced with the help of thermal means heat. It means this electricity is coming here by burning of wood. In Jharkhand we know a lot of coal is present. So this represents the type of, if you are getting electricity in your home from any source like NTPC Patratu, then we are 100% sure, yes sir. NTPC, it means we are getting this electricity by burning of coal at Patratu. So just you need to know, you need to have some type of the idea so that whenever you are asked, you will reply. Okay. So here, I it is one of the non-radio questions. We can write here it's mainly the disadvantage, but we know it is having many disadvantages, but still we are using coal or thermal energy for the production of electricity because mainly this is one of the large source of the production of electricity in our country. That's why. Otherwise, if we will get some other sources which will be easier, which will be economical, then of course we will save because coal is limited in nature. It causes pollution. It is not eco-friendly. That's why we will not use it. But if we will get some better option, then we are having many sources, but that costs much more. That's why. Okay. So here we will write disadvantages, and before that, you need to know how this coal is used or how this coal is converted in the form of electricity. Just see. So you can go through the books after attending the class. You can go through the books. Just see how. Just we have to understand the concept. In the class, mainly we are focusing how. We have to focus on how it is created. That's why it will be in our mind. Okay. So just see what is done. First of all, the coal is burnt. Coal means not a small amount. It is in large amount. That is known as simply huge. You have heard, you have seen that with the help of burning of coal, the bricks are simply prepared. Bricks, you have seen, coals are the smokes comes out from the chimney, tall structures. So here what happens? The coal is used for what? To produce a steam. A steam means simply the water is boiled in large container that is known as boiler. Just listen, you have heard, you have seen the experiment when it was shown that heat is one of the form of energy. And in our day-to-day, we have seen, just consider, when the water is heated in a container and the lid is kept over it. ये हमारे घर की है, घर में हम लोग देखे थे स्टीम इंजन की, याद करो, जेम्स वाट जो पहला स्टीम इंजन डिजाइन किया था उसने क्या देखा था, बट ही ऑब्जर्व कंटेनर में पानी उसको ढक्कन से रख दिए, पानी खौलता है, स्टीम इज प्रिपेयर्ड, दैट स्टीम हैज इनफ एनर्जी दैट द लेड विल लेट डाउन, इट विल कम डाउन. उस स्टीम में इतना कैपेसिटी कि ढक्कन को गिरा देता है. It means what? That steam which is the form of water, and how this water is converted in the form of heat, of course by burning of coal. So this water is heated. Okay. Then for heating, what will you use? the help of coal, this water will be converted in the form of steam. Just steam. In our NCERT book, we have seen by the help of the small diagram, it has been shown that the pressure cooker, the vessel, that part is connected to the small pipe, and further it is to the dynamo. What happens? That steam coming out of the pipe, that pipe is very thin, so it is having high pressure. That causes the rotation of the wheel connected to the dynamo. When the dynamo will rotate, the bulb will glow. So this is in a small way, this is in a small amount. So on watching that, the steam engine was considered and it came into practical. Similarly, just see how thermal energy is prepared, produced. The water in a large container, that is known as boiler, is converted in the form of steam by burning of coal. Here thus we are taking the help of coal. That's why this coal is producing heat. So it is known as thermal energy. What will happen? Further, this steam will rotate. The steam has enough capacity. You know, steam has tendency to become slightly it moves upward. So when it will be sent through the pipe, it will have the huge pressure, and that may move the turbine of the generator. So what will happen if the turbine and generator will move or rotate, the electricity will be produced. So we had also seen in some of the cases that our target was the turbine of generator connected to the wheel. This may be connected to the wheel. Just see, when this steam will fall on these wheels, it will rotate connected to the turbine and generator. Hence, it will move and produce the electricity. In this way, electricity is produced by burning of coal with the help of the heat of the coal. Any doubt, any problem? You can ask. कोई कंफ्यूजन हो बोलना, किसी तरह का हेजिटेशन नहीं है, बोलना। हाँ जी, okay. Once again, just see, in large container, the water is heated by burning of coal. That container is known as boiler. When the water boils, it converts in the form of steam, which is further through the pipes sent to the wheels connected with turbine and generator. This pressure of steam causes to rotate the wheel of turbine and generator, and when generator will rotate or move, the electricity is produced. You have seen when generator is rotated, mechanical work is done, electricity is produced. So this is in large amount, a huge amount, continuous production of the steam due to continuous burning of coal causes a huge amount of production of electricity. So this is one of the way. So after that you can go through why we are using this steel, because no other some sources are available which can fulfill our needs. Our needs means of our whole country. Whatever is the requirement, if that is fulfilled by some other sources, maybe the renewable, that will be the better. But still we are using coal. Why? Of course, its calorific value is higher than some other. Okay. If you say, sir, petrol, LPG have more calorific value, then why don't you do that? So LPG and petroleum, they are not in abundant in our country. We cannot fulfill our needs of our country, whichever is produced in our country. So we generally get it from some other country. Okay. So whatever we have, with the help of that sources, we are currently producing electricity. So after this, you can write yourself what may be the advantages, what will be the disadvantages. Disadvantages is non-renewable source to causing pollution. Pollution may lead to the global warming. Okay, because CO2 gas is one of the. Okay, now we should move further. So this is thermal energy. Some more regarding the fuels. Just fossil fuels. Fossil fuels. Fossil fuels mainly you all know. Coal, petroleum. These are mainly the fossil fuels. Fossil fuels, how fossil fuels are formed, how coal is formed. Sometimes this may be asked. You may be asked in the form of question that how fossil fuel is formed, or you may be asked how coal is formed, how petroleum are formed. So these are the fossil fuels. So the way how fossil fuels are formed, the same way it will be formed. What will be the simple difference? We will discuss. So just see. Fossil fuels you all know simply by the decomposition of the dead parts of plants and animals. Take care. By the decomposition of the dead and decaying parts of plants and animals get buried inside the earth crust over high pressure, high temperature, and of course over a million of years, they are converted in the form of fossil. We all know very well that the coal is not prepared in 1 or 2 days. It takes millions of years. If today we need the amount of coal from any material that this is a piece of wood, how it will be decomposed and gets converted in the form of coal, minimum million year will take place. So this is not the small process, it is a very, very large process. So simply fossil fuels, once again, you need to define fossil fuels. After that, give some example. And then you will move further. So fossil fuels, once again, I am repeating, the dead and decaying part of animal and plants get buried inside the earth's crust over million of years due to high pressure and you all know inside the earth crust the temperature is very very high and due to the weight there is also huge pressure. It may converted in the form of what? Fossil fuel. Similarly, if you are asked define how coal is formed, you will also again write the dead and decaying part of animal and plants gets buried inside the earth and over million of years due to high pressure and temperature it gets converted in the form of coal. That's why coal is also one of the forces. So just you need to mention the term dead and decaying parts of animals and plants. Okay, you can ask, sir, why dead and decaying parts of animal and plants? Suppose I have two things in my hand. One contain wood, this contain plastic. Out of this, either or not both or both, each any can be converted in the form of fossil. Tell me, anyone? इन दो में से कोई एक ऐसा है जिसको हम फॉसिल फ्यूल में कन्वर्ट कर सकें या दोनों को कर सकते हैं या किसी को नहीं या कोई एक? ऑप्शंस बताओ जी. Yes, I need your duster. Any more? Any more? सारे बच्चे बोलो. यहाँ कथा नहीं सुनना है, बोलना है, रिप्लाई दो. डस्टर और सारे बच्चे. डस्टर. चलो ठीक है. ओके. डस्टर because it is made up of wood. If it will be of plastic, again we cannot say that duster can be used. Okay. So just listen. Duster, why? Because it contains the part of plant. And one word we will hear. You have heard the name biogas, biomass. Bio हम लोग पढ़ेंगे बायोमास व्हाट इज बायोमास बायोगैस व्हाट इज बायोगैस we will discuss. So biomass mainly use the some of the parts like in our kitchen, the remaining or the decomposing or the simply waste from the plants or vegetable that can be converted in the form of compost. If it is kept inside the small pit covered by having some of the grass or leaves over some of the days, it may convert it in the form of useful manure. But if you left this pen in that particular pit over 1 year even, but it will never convert in the manure. Okay, that's why it can't be decomposed. Decomposition mainly takes place with the help of the some microorganism. Biology has gone through that microorganism like bacteria. So that help us because we are discussing the parts of the plants and animals, and the parts of that plants need to be used for our proper growth. It contains some of the amount of the nutrients in that. Why do we eat leaf? Why do we eat some of the bark, some of the fruits, some of the stems of the plants? Because that may provide us some of the nutrients. Similarly, if that is made up of in case of non-vegetarian, the place of the animals like hen, goat, etc., then that provides us protein or some other nutrient. Similarly, if it contains some of the amount of energy, if that gets decomposed and gets mixed with the soil, that soil will be more fertile for the plants. We have seen in our nature the plants which we don't provide any water, don't keep it in shadow, but still it is very green, strong. Why? The plants that leaves the deer simply the leaves that leaves get mixed with means simply get destroyed. बोलते हैं सड़ जाता है गल जाता है सड़ना गलना means that is decomposition and get mixed with the soil, and that soil contains the nutrients for the plants and that is absorbed by the plants. This way they maintain their fatness. So here, how choline formed by decomposition of dead and decaying parts of animal and plant. Similarly, in the case of plant, petroleum, just see petroleum. What is happening there in the case of petroleum? Petroleum, you have heard that it is the suppose sea ocean, and petroleums are mainly formed under the bed of the ocean or sea. Just see. So it is very difficult task to take out the petroleum from inside the earth. Why? Because first of all, it is difficult to reach the bed of the ocean. Very, very difficult. After that, you have to go deep inside the bottom, and that may contain some of the layers of the soil, layers of the stones. So here one of the word you know about the petroleum that crude oil. In news generally the rate of crude oil is always mentioned that nowadays the rate of crude oil is going high, so the prices of petroleum product will increase. So petroleum doesn't mean petrol. Once again listen. Petroleum doesn't mean petrol. Petroleum is that which is taken from inside the earth and then at various process after some refining work, it is converted into different form at different density and temperature like petrol, diesel, kerosene, some other substance. Similar, have you heard the name like the milk? And when you prepare sweets, when you prepare cheese, when you prepare some other sources from milk, they are known as milk products. They are not milk. Just like that, the liquid that is taken out from inside the earth, that is known as petroleum. And that petroleum is refined, that petroleum is passed through the various process, and then it is converted into different form of the product that is known as simply petrol, diesel, kerosene, wax, some other materials. So you need to clear. So just see how these petroleum are here. Crude oil. Crude oil means simply you know that the many stones are under the crust. Here, these liquids are trapped in between rocks. Just see, petroleum. It is not the simple word. Petra plus oleum means the oil taken from the stones. Stone. Petra plus oleum. These are the words that has been derived further. So petroleum means simply that liquid which is trapped in between the stones inside the crust, and then this is drilled with the help of pipe, and then taken out, and then it is done after going through the various processes converted in the form of petroleum. So it is very different. So suppose how it will be produced: coal, dead and decaying parts of animal. Here, how it is produced? It is also fossil fuel. So here, dead and decaying parts of, instead of animals, plants, you can write here marine. Dead and decaying parts of marine. MRI. marine means समुद्री. वहां पर कौन से जीव जंतु अंदर दबेंगे आप सरफेस के नीचे? जो समुद्र में रहने वाले जीव जंतु, बड़े बड़े जीव जंतु मर गए, दब गए किसी कारण से, आपके ऊपर नीचे हुए, तो दैट causes the decomposition and you are seeing periodical millions of years get converted in the form of that liquid. And one more thing here, natural gas. Just see, wherever there will be the source of the petroleum, mainly that there is also the source of, there is availability of the natural gas. Later after that you will see CNG, compressed natural gas. CNG for natural gas, CNG for compressed natural gas. We will also discuss. So this is trapped in between the stone. So it is first of all measured, how it is detected with the help of the some devices, then such type of work is done. In India we have seen Bombay High, that is the place where petroleum are taken out, and you have seen, you have just seen in the books, you can also go on that YouTube to see the videos and how in Bombay High the machines have been set up in between the sea to take out this liquid. It is very difficult task. In our country it is not many more sources. So okay, till here we will discuss. So next time we will discuss about the CNG, compressed natural gas. Till then it's okay, and I think there should not be any problem to anyone. If you are facing any problem, you can just say, otherwise I will just finish my today's class. Just you have to understand the terms and you have to parallelly note down, so that note copy should also be ready. Okay, so now it's okay for today. Good day to all.